Oh, tarot stash is on the same time.
Where are my, there's comments, okay. I have no comments yet.
Okay.
This is what we're doing. We're reading Nancy Jane's Oracle Garden. And then I wanted to show you exactly what the Oracle Garden looks like. We throw stones on the Oracle Garden, and each of these sections are tiles that have a definition. And where the stone ends up is what the stones mean.
And there's 5 stones that we throw.
Yes, there are 5 stones that we throw. We have 4 stones on one on each corner to anchor the garden while we're reading.
And they're all different. They
Yeah.
represent one of the directions in a compass.
Yes. And your stones, like stone light is your clarity, pyrite is your grounding, fuchsite is your body, amethyst is your spirit, and orange calcite is your mind. So there's one for every aspect of you.
Right. The best way to understand yourself.
Yep.
The body is connected to the mind and to the spirit.
Yes.
To show you the way forward, stay grounded to materialize.
Yep.
And clarity comes of its own volition.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Okay, since we have Deb here.
Hi, Deb.
Hi, Deb. Do the stones relate to the garden? Oh, how do the stones relate to the garden? They relate to the garden by going into specific sections. Say your orange calcite lands in Tree of Life or Harmony. That means that you're opening to radiant guidance. So you've got a lot of guidance coming.
Right. And since that calcite represents the mind,
yes,
the other stones would represent would give you more information in a different direction.
yes.
So calcite is the mind, but what does the body feel? What does your gut feel? So that would be your fuchsite. So
okay, if your fuchsite were in Tree of Life, it would be seek harmony through the physical form.
And how about that amethyst?
Yeah, the amethyst would be actions without your spirit are empty.
And then pyrite.
Uh-huh.
It tells you that fool's gold is the deception of not recognizing
Yeah.
abundance beyond the physical.
Mm-hmm.
Learn that lesson in harmony, which takes you right back to the harmony you seek at the very beginning, right? And so your last one, that clarity, that would tell you to that your path is blessed with the clarity and wisdom.
Mm-hmm. So each aspect of you comes up with a different, what do you want to call it, tone on the readings of each section.
Mm-hmm. A different affirmation.
Yes.
Right.
You're welcome, Deb. Would you like a reading? Okay, Deb, let's give Deb a reading.
Okay. Ooh.
This is interesting. You want to go first, Diana?
I certainly can if you want me to. We have calcite is the highest in the tiles. So whatever is the farthest to the
Mhm.
north is where you begin the reading. So your calcite, which is the mind, is in go for it and truth. So calcite in the mind is telling you creativity is the key to security, and in true calcite is um, I'm sorry, positive thoughts will help you manifest. So go for it, but stay positive. That's the way forward. Then the next stone on the up and down scale would be amethyst, which landed in enlightenment. And that in enlightenment is about that your spirit will harmonize with itself. So that takes us right back to what the calcite is telling me to begin with.
Mhm.
Then we have sodalite in water, and sodalite in water is you have the clarity you need, follow one of the paths, and use your life force to resolve all the situations. So you have the ability to change it with that water if you don't like what's going on, right? But you
Mhm.
have the information you need as well as the talent. Well, now you have fuchsite, which is the body. What does your gut tell you? Put some passion into it because that fuchsite is in fire, and that is about embodying your past. So put
Mhm.
some in there, and passion, and then that fuchsite is also partially in past, and by being partially in the past, it is you have learned what you have learned is what is telling you to go forward. Whoops, there it is. Sorry. Look to the previous forms that have served you well. So you've already had these lessons. They should have given you some passion for what is going to work and what isn't going to work.
Mhm.
And then the last but not least, we have pyrite in the third eye, which I
Oh,
actually like that being in third eye. It landed there for me one time, and that brings an abundance to um, to life, including the manifesting that you want to do. So you can do this.
yep. I'd like to stop and say hi to Hypnicity.
Hey, ethnicity, how are you?
And Sherry is here.
Sherry H.
Yep. Okay, now I'll go on with Deb's reading. Okay, the first thing I got was your sodalite or your clarity is in path forward and false. Look carefully at omens at this time for movement forward, and your vision is clouded at this time. So I would say look at those omens and figure out whether they're ones that you should follow or not. You got to
Nah.
use a little bit of discernment there. And then I got her fuchsia, her body is in restate, and it says options not clear. So you've got to just sit back and wait till they clear up, and then you'll get your options there. I got your pyrite or your grounding is in your root chakra. Nice place for it, actually. Where are you?
These are coinciding
Uh huh.
because where the fuchsite landed on this tile is certainly reinforcing, or you're reinforcing what I got. So
Yep. It says energies. Oh, energizes the understanding of what makes us secure. So you've got security there. You don't have to worry about anything in a way. You're grounded. You're there. You don't have to worry about things throwing you off. then your mind or your orange calcite is in true. Says positive thoughts will help you manifest, and you've been doing a real good job of manifesting. So you're doing good. And then lastly, your amethyst or your spirit is an earth. I think that kind of reflects your grounding. It says spirit transforming but not yet finished. But with you being so grounded, I would say it's going to take place pretty quickly.
Oh, and that's like putting that my pyrite here being in the third eye for her.
Uh-huh.
That manifestation factor comes out again. You can do this. And we know she's got the talent for that.
Oh, yeah. Okay, let's see what questions we have. Hypnicity says, okay, come on.
I
It's,
got the first three words.
it's not cooperating with me here.
There we go.
Okay, what is the biggest obstacle blocking me from opening my YouTube channel? Let's see what we get out of that one.
Whoop.
You're welcome, Deb. Okay. Okay. Nalani, I have your sodalite in path forward and false. Look carefully at omens at this time for moving forward. Vision is clouded at this time, so you need to use discernment when looking at those omens and pick out the ones that are good for you and the ones that are bad for you. The bad ones, just chuck them aside and pay no attention. Okay, Sherry, I've got you. The next, I have your mind or your orange calcite is in the past. Okay, I can read occasionally. There it is. Break from previous patterns and learn from experience. In other words, you're following the wrong path. You need to break away from that. And with your past experience, try to break that. Try to break those patterns. And then your grounding or your pyrite is in true. Which is seeing clearly. You're seeing clearly, but you're not paying that much attention to it. That's the biggest problem. What you're seeing, you're letting go. You need to grab onto what you're seeing. And then your spirit or amethyst is in air. And that's spirit transforming thinking. So you've got to transform your thinking. You're stuck too much in your patterns of the past. And then your fuchsite or your body is in present and air. So it's ground your thoughts. Ground your thoughts now is the answer. You need to ground your thoughts. Stop looking at the past or chasing the patterns of the past and go forward with a new outlook.
Wow. I have sodalite in fire, which is about telling you that use your ideas that you carry with you from the past and the past lives that you've had for the solution to this. So these obstacles are you letting go of limitations, letting go of, I don't want to say fear because you're a pretty brave soul. Letting go of the blockage back to your throat chakra. And then you have calcite in earth, which is about final thoughts on the situation are becoming clearer. They're not quite finished yet, though. Then you have the solar plexus. The fuchsite is in the solar plexus, and that is your body will bring forth the power. So this is you willing it. This is your gut. You got to feel it in your gut.
Mm-hmm.
And then your third eye, the amethyst is in your third eye. And with that, it is the spirit helps you have visions that allow you to see around the corner. So with pyrite, the grounding stone being in the path forward, what it says there, gotta go back to the other side. We don't have all these things memorized yet. We're working on it, kids. More of the abundance is to be created. So it is about you getting yourself to that point where you trust your gut feeling on it for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Don't be afraid to speak, because that's what holds us back from starting a channel, right? Who's going to want to watch? So many people out there already. Well, I'd watch you. You know, right? We support each other. So definitely ground yourself. You can do this.
Yep. Okay. Hello, Mary Thornberry. Hi, Teresa Balthazar. Let us know if you'd like a reading. Okay, our next one is Sherry. Uh-oh.
Fell on the floor.
It fell out twice.
Oh.
I always take them as having a meaning.
Wow. You want me to go?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. We have both amethyst and pyrite in air.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, my little fellow Gemini friend. We have to clear our thoughts, right?
Mm-hmm.
Amethyst in air is all about spirit transforming your thinking. And pyrite being there is mental actions are the path for your abundance. So own yourself into what it is you like to see and see it. It happens. And then you have your calcite in solidly in earth. And that is your final thoughts on the situation are still forming. They aren't quite there yet. Then you have fuchsite is in false, and the sodalite is also in false, but it's also a little bit in your heart chakra.
Mm-hmm.
So false, fuchsite in false is. We should just print these on 2 pieces of paper so we don't have all this flipping around to do, right?
Yep.
Okay. Fuchsite in false is listen to your body's signals.
Mm-hmm.
So you already have a gut feeling about what isn't working.
Yeah.
What you don't like. So how do you change that? Change the language you use about it to begin with.
Mm-hmm.
And find one thing about it that you like, and then let that seed grow.
Yeah.
And then with sodalite being partially in false, it says vision is clouded at this time. See, but then we have also the other half of it in your heart chakra, which is physical form tied to the freedom of the heart. So you gotta love it, and that takes us back to what I just thought, which is change the language of what you don't like about your channel.
Mhm.
Take one seed from there and move forward and let your heart fall in love with that.
Yep.
And then you'll know what to do.
Yeah, I like what Deb has to say about that.
What'd she say? There you go.
Put that into the universe. Tell the universe you're ready to be a guest.
Oh, that's nice. Yeah, I like that one.
Yep.
T-shirt. That's a T-shirt.
Uh huh. Be a good one for her to wear. Okay, what I got for her was I got her fuchsite and her, which is her body, and her amethyst, which is her spirit. I got both of those in air.
Oh, so that air has been busy for you.
Yes, it says ground your thoughts and spirit transforms thinking. You got to let that transformation take place.
Yeah.
Whether you like
Okay.
which way it's going or not, just let it go and go with it.
See, and I had two stones in there also, amethyst and pyrite.
Uh huh. And I got her orange calcite is in earth,
Ah, me too.
which is final thoughts on the situation are coming. So you're going to reach an opinion on that and make your decision. And then I got your sodalite or your clarity is in fire and water, which is if I could read this. Ideas you carry from your past and past lives, you can look there for a solution or at least to help at arriving at a solution. And in the water, it says you have the clarity you need. Follow one of the paths and use your life force to resolve your situations. So you have two ways to go. Pick one and do it. And then your grounding is in the tree of life, which is a pretty good spot for it. Yes, fool's gold is the the deception of not recognizing abundance beyond the physical. Learn that lesson for your harmony. So you don't just go after the physical gold. Don't ask for money. Ask for abundance because abundance can come in many forms,
Right.
and that's
So,
what you be looking for.
oops. I've got a suggestion.
Uh huh.
Um, why don't we, for both of these gals, see if we can find a time frame in which these changes can be made for them, if they're willing. So for one, we should either use fuchsite for the body, that's the gut feeling, or making a plan and setting a goal and heading in that direction, or right for grounding, right?
Mm-hmm. I got you, Maya.
Okay. And then and maybe I should use the pyrite and you should use the fuchsite, and let's see what we come up with both of those. So I'll roll one stone, you roll one stone,
Okay.
but let's roll them for each gal separately.
Yeah.
Since Sherry was the most recent question, let's do hers and then we'll do Nalani.
Okay.
Okay. So where it's going to land in these titles will kind of give us the time frame. We can look at them as months, seasons.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. I'll throw the fuchsite.
Okay.
Okay. I got fall.
Fall. And I got pyrite in the path forward, which is spring, right?
Yep.
So between now and then, if you set your goal to be by spring
Mm-hmm.
throughout this changing season, when you're think about it, will be at winter when more people will be able to just sit and watch shows
Yeah.
instead of trying to play catch up with all. It's like trying to watch all the movies you kept on your DVD, that you just can't on the tape player, that you just can't hit record on all of them.
Yep.
So between now and spring, all through that winter should be able to give you the ideas to do on the subject matter, changing the
Yeah.
subject matter, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right, now let's try Nalani because she wants to start it, correct?
Okay. I got spring for her.
Yeah, yep, and I have it like up and running by summer,
Mm-hmm.
by the next summer.
So spring is
Right,
when the
landed in
changes will take place.
Yeah. So because pyrite landed in fire, that's summer, but it is like could also be late spring.
Yeah. Okay. We got Sherry up next. Did we do Sherry yet?
Yeah, we did. That was she wanted to change her channel.
Okay. Next up we have Maya.
Yeah,
We have
to
Maya
it
there.
up.
What is it with people in their grounding? Maya, get grounded.
I know, we're in Virgo season. It should be pretty easy.
Yep. Okay, I got your clarity in the crown chakra. That's when the stone falls here, all will become clear. So you've got some clarity coming, which is always a good thing. Then your orange calcite fell into your sacral chakra. Mind is aligned with creativity. That sounds really good. You're going into a good spot. And then I have your fuchsite is in true. It just says yes, whatever you're planning, yes.
Yes.
That's the only answer there. Then your spirit or your amethyst is in fire. And that's transformation is completed. So you've been through a cycle. You're done. You're ready to go. Go and do what you want. And then your pyrite or your grounding is in water. And it says grounding changes are settling into long-term patterns. So you're right where you need to be. Whatever questions you have, they're already being answered. You just have to listen. Check in with your guides, watch for signals around you, but you've got it made. You're done. Whatever transformation cycle you were going through, you're done.
Well,
now to start again.
I got amethyst in the same place.
Good.
So I'm not going to read. I'm just going to concur on that amethyst being in fire, right?
Yep.
And in the crown chakra, I got pyrite. So that says this gives you the confidence in your own ability to control the energies or the energies. So that certainly goes along with the stone that you had there. And you had, what did you have there? I've forgotten.
Which section?
And then she has calcite in the third eye on mine.
Uh-huh.
This is the third eye intuition to the insights, right? And then we've got sodalite in the throat chakra, girl, you're ready to open up to the truth here. That is, ideas for wisdom now will flow freely. So whatever it is you're working on, this is like moving forward for you. We have fuchsite in the heart chakra. And so for me, except for the amethyst, everything landed in a chakra.
Mm-hmm.
And that fuchsite in the throat is the expression of the truth with the body. So are you trying to, do you do Reiki? Do you do yoga?
Mm-hmm.
Are you planning on learning one of these things? I mean, to become an instructor with one of these things? Because it seems to me that this is what it's putting you in this healing situation of sorts, which yoga is definitely a healing tool because it is all about the breath to movement.
Yeah, and you are ready to go forward.
Yep. So whatever it is you're planning, act on it.
Mm-hmm. Oh, she's a Reiki master teacher. I am too.
There you go. And if you're a teacher, my hit is that you're going to get more students.
Yeah.
This is my guides talking to me.
Mm-hmm. Actually, that is correct because more people are being attracted to me without even advertising.
That's right.
They're showing up at my door. But I would think that that's going to happen to you very soon if it hasn't started already.
Can I throw some astrology in here right now? Because
Absolutely.
this is absolutely goes in with this. We have both the node shift on the Aries Libra axis, which is new. It's the beginning, right? It's Aries.
Mm-hmm.
The nodes move backwards. So the next shift that we get next year, when they go complete their 18-month cycle and go into the next signs, they're going to go into the Pisces Virgo axis.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So what you are doing now is to clear out those energies, let go of what no longer serves you in order to find balance so you can go forward. Now we also have Chiron in Aries, and Chiron is all about healing and dumping that energy from our past, because he too is in the sign in the beginning of the zodiac, but he moves in another direction. However, right now, he happens to be one of the 11 retrograde. Well, a long period of time. Even when Mercury goes forward, he ain't going to move for 13 days. Just like Venus, you know. He's going to stay put for a couple of days. So, and he goes retrograde, goes forward in a couple of days.
Mm-hmm.
So, at any rate, we're in this place right now where that is exactly what's going on. And though it still is going to be it'll be 2020, the end of 2025 before Uranus is in, Pluto is in Aquarius permanently, not to ever go back into Capricorn again. When that happens, you will see all of this shadow work that we are doing right now with these Aries placements helping us move forward. We also have Sedna, who is in Gemini right now. And she's going retrograde. She's going to dip her toe back into Taurus. Then she's going to go back into Gemini and scooch forward. Now, she too has a slow pattern. So all of these planets that are right now only moving 1 degree a month. We have Venus working on the heart going forward. We have Mercury any minute working on the conversation going and communication. And we have Mars getting to the point where he has the ability to take action on going forward. And he's in Virgo with the sun. So it's lighting up, but those 3 planets are going to be the big players because everybody else is moving slow and showing what we have to do to let go of and heal. and we have to heal our past.
Mm-hmm.
The short-term past of the past few years, our past lives, or our childhood, and
Mm-hmm.
honor our little child, the little child inside of us. So
Wow.
that's my lecture for the day.
That was a
So,
good one. I like that.
okay, good.
Tells us where we're going. And
Yes.
yep. Okay. Are there any more questions? Or would somebody like a reading?
There you go. Very good.
Yeah, Reiki is getting a resurgence right now, and I'm kind of enjoying that.
Yes, it's so necessary. There is a form of Reiki called zero balance,
Uh huh.
and my practitioner was doing that on me. Um, she had I can't say that she stopped doing Reiki, but I liked the zero balance so much that that's what I went for, because what I was discovering in zero balance was past life regression and finding the original source of the pain that is the one that we repeat next time we come back. And we come, like the wall made of fallen on us when we were up in the flying buttons
Mm-hmm.
building building Notre Dame.
Mm-hmm.
We might have been injured back there in the 1400s, but in reality, that has followed us every time. You ever wonder why you only sprained your left leg when you were a kid? Your
Uh-huh.
left ankle? Every time you were running down the street, you sprained your left foot. Why? Because that's an injury you've been carrying with you through all of your past lives. Where's its original source? And one of my biggest healings was this sharp pain I would get in my left thigh
Mm-hmm.
for no reason. I mean, what I thought. But through the past life regression, I could tell you the whole story, but just I'll boil it down to I discovered that I had been gored by a wild boar,
Mm-hmm.
and I was Scottish, and I was a man, and I was wearing my kilt, and my wife came and took care of me. My name was Corman, and when I got home, I looked all this up looking for the name, and it's a real thing. And he lived in Scotland, and he transferred and he moved to Virginia. And I couldn't tell because the terrain of the area in Virginia where I was so
Mm-hmm.
tough, I couldn't tell where I was. So I still never figured out if I was in Virginia or Scotland, but it doesn't matter because it really happened.
Yeah.
I didn't know that. I never studied anything about Scottish guys.
Okay.
Sure.
Let's see. Let's read on Deb's question.
Mm-hmm.
What's going to be the energy for the upcoming fall season? There we go. Okay. I got the mind. The orange calcite is in path forward. The mind is open. So we're all ready for whatever is coming. And in the spirit, I got spirit is not aligned with the situation. So we all got to get ready and look at this with a clear mind. Your mind is open. Let's make sure it's clear at that time. And then for the soda light, I got go for it, which is Move now on intentions. If you have intentions, start working now if you want them to manifest in the fall. And then I have the amethyst or spirit is in water. I'm sorry. That's the pyrite is in water. And that's grounded. Grounding changes are settling into long-term patterns. So whatever changes you've made in your grounding, that's going to help you with this coming forward. And then lastly, I have fuchsite or the body in air, which is ground your thoughts. So it seems like you're going to need grounding in every direction, but the path forward is already laid out.
I think so too. Because I think we're all in that place where we've learned some of that stuff for sure.
Mm-hmm.
And oops. So I got the sodalite at the top of it all in the root chakra. And that is cosmic wisdom is needed for a base on how to go forward.
Mm-hmm.
And then I have amethyst in water, which is transformation is completed.
Mm-hmm.
All of our projects done, kaput. Time to pull the vegetables out of the garden, no doubt about it.
Yep.
Make tomato sauce like crazy. Then I have in calcite in past and restate, and in restate it says, think of how the situation is viewed. Oh, you see, we're reading things that are written in color, and sometimes the light just doesn't want to light up the colors.
Yep.
So, anyways, in restate is think of how the situation is viewed and rethink it, and then break from the previous patterns and learn from the experience. You know what's coming someday quickly before we know it. And then we have fuchsite in the solar plexus, and that is your body will bring forth the power to keep your strength up. And then pyrite is in that path forward again. And I just love that because more abundance is to be created.
Yep. I like that.
Like my tomatoes are still flowering and still growing, and I had zucchini failed all summer long. All of a sudden, I got 6 zucchini, and now I'm kicking myself. I should have left my other squashes because they might have done the same behavior.
Yes, they probably would have.
You know, it's not that it was hot, and it's not that it was wet. It was the lack of bees.
Yeah.
There was no, there wasn't any propagation going on. They weren't fertilizing each other, the flowers, And so none of that was happening. And that was why the crops were just failing. So it would start, but there was no seed inside the fruit, and it would just go away. Oh, and I've got eggplant, and they're growing. Like I had one little eggplant. I didn't have any peppers. All of a sudden, I got a ton of jalapenos. Now what? So, and the tomatoes, in fact, I had volunteers come out where I used to plant them. And I'm so glad about that because that was my heirloom tomatoes. And even as long as they get enough to give me seeds for next year.
Yes.
And that was in an area where I had to have a pine tree cut down, but the tomatoes did fantastic under that tree. They got enough sunlight and enough highlight, even when they were in the shade, to keep it going. And because it was under a pine tree, the kind that was, all the bottom branches were gone. The needles that would drop would just replenish the soil over and over. Well, my flowers have gone crazy because that's what's in there now. And lo and behold, I've got these 6 tomato plants that I'm babying more so than anything that's already out there.
You know, the funny thing, Diana, when I was regularly doing all that kind of work, I had specific spots where I would dump the waste from doing the canning. And the next year, all of those plants would come right back up.
You know, in spite of the fact that you boiled the hell out of the seeds when you were making them, getting the tomatoes to the point where you can run them through the sieve. I know, you know, and so I grabbed some eggplant seeds because I cooked one of my eggplants yesterday. So I got some eggplant seeds for next year. I had a really good Michigan muskmelon from just from the corner stand. And so I grabbed seeds out of that for next year. I'm basically just trying to save the seeds.
Yes.
From this year. My Romas, now I bought all the tomato plants this year, but the Romas, I can't believe the size of them. And meaty, and the sauce is so thick that buy yourself some red wine or white, because that works very well, and thin the sauce out with that. The alcohol will burn off, the flavor will be tremendous.
Yep.
And add more spices if you want.
And what I did with my volunteers that all came up, I would dig them up and replant them, put them in rows.
There you go.
Put the cages around the tomatoes so the turtles and the rabbits didn't get them. And it worked beautifully.
Yeah. Well, we've got coyotes, so I don't have that many rabbits this year. I did in the spring, but yeah, the coyotes came around and now there's no rabbits.
Yeah, we've got coyotes around here too.
Yeah. And what else? Yeah, yesterday I was out there pulling up and taking chamomile that had grown up, because this is the first year for these two raised beds. And I had sifted topsoil delivered to put in them. And of course, sifted or not, it still came with wildflowers.
Yes.
At least it didn't come with any spikes. You know? Like no boar thistle and no purple scotch thistle, because that stuff is dangerous. It's in fact outlawed in some states.
Wow.
If it grows, you got to pull it up because it is dangerous. Anyway, so out of the stuff coming up, of course, this plantain, which I'm keeping because I make salve and I dig it up out of the grass anyway, and that was dandelions, but there weren't any dandelions coming up, but there was a ton of chamomile coming up. So, though not a lot of it went to flower, because of course the vegetables were in there, and I kept plucking things all along the season. I'm those plants, stick them in the ground and cultivate them for next year. That I can get chamomile and have my own chamomile tea. Try out the buds.
That's fantastic stuff.
Yeah, exactly. And you have them tomorrow. Tomorrow is go to town and go to the post office day for me. So.
Okay.
The package is coming very soon.
Okay. Hypnicity is asking where she can get your deck.
Oh, honey, just email me. oilpntr@aol.com.
There you go.
And I'm on PayPal. I've given up on Venmo. They say I don't exist.
Oh, God.
You're owned by PayPal. How can you say that?
Exactly. Crazy stuff.
Or you can send me a check, or you can send me cash. There, try.
Diana, it's pretty easy to get a hold of her deck. She sends them out quick.
Yeah, and tomorrow is go to town day, so.
Yep.
Without the dogs.
Oh my goodness. How are you going to feel without the dogs?
Untethered. Look out, wild woman on the loose. I might even hit an antique shop. Or at least the Salvation Army, Yeah, go see what's garden worthy at this my favorite store. And I always call it Salvation Army, but that we don't have any up here. I have to go to Goodwill.
Yeah.
Unless I want to go, an hour and a half to the north of me to get to
Mhm.
Salvation Army. Which I need more instant gratification than that.
Yep. Mhm. Oh, thank you, Deb. She put your email in the
Thank you.
comments.
Thank you, hon.
Yep.
And I'm knocking $5 off of it. I usually charge 25, but I am not satisfied with the printing of
Mhm.
this last series that I had printed. And so the color isn't as beautiful as it was the other times I had it printed. But the guy was going out of business.
Oh, there you go.
I couldn't even get my money back and reject it.
Uh-huh.
So it still works. It's still the deck. They're just not quite the same vibrancy, but it's still nice. So don't get me wrong. I'm not trying to talk you out of it. If you want it, you can have it.
The paintings are beautiful.
Thank you. Thank you.
And they speak to you when you're reading those cards. The paintings just speak to you. You don't have to go far to find the meaning.
Exactly. I send a key notes with it,
Yes.
but it's real. You are the reader, honey. It's up to you, right? I mean,
Yes.
this is just an idea. Even like when we look at the tarot, no matter how well we know what the book says,
Hmm.
it isn't necessarily what comes through.
Exactly. Yeah.
And so they're just little keys, little hints.
Mhm.
Once you open the door, you're in the room. It's up to you what you see.
Exactly. So, are you doing anything? Do you have anything coming up?
Oh yeah, actually tomorrow night is Dream Detectives, and on the 14th, Val and I will be doing the new moon.
Mhm.
Um yeah, that's it this week. Just 2 more shows this week.
Yeah, I have a show coming up with Gerald on Terror Stash on Thursday
Okay.
at 1 o'clock. That's Central. Um,
Oh yeah,
and,
with Val, it's going to be at 7 o'clock at night with Val.
okay. And I'm also taking personal readings. At just email me at cartomancymesquite@gmail.com. More is coming up. Of course, Diana and I will do another garden reading as soon as we can get
Yeah.
together again. I'm loving this. I really enjoy it.
Yes, me too, because it gives us time to practice. The hardest part, regardless of the fact that this is so portable,
Mm-hmm.
is practicing it.
Yes.
It's very portable. And also, I do readings also if you would like a reading from me. Not competition with my gal over here. But it's not an easy thing for me to take with me where I read for the public because it's a small space. It's
Mm-hmm.
also to do cards and then put this out for somebody who's a half hour sitter and then have another half hour sitter and then right after that it's too
Yeah.
much. Move it all off the table and move this on and move it all off the table and move this back. So because
Have you seen what Nancy Jean does?
no. Well,
She puts the garden down, and then when she's doing her card reading, she picks all the stones up and she just reads right over top of the garden.
oh, I could
She
do
lays
that.
cards right on top of it.
Duh. No, I can't do that. It's a silk scarf. My mother would scream at me. No! Do you know how durable silk is? It's a caterpillar, for Pete's sakes.
Yes. Thank you, Deb. Oh, and she just put your email in there too.
Okay, thank you.
Yep. So is there anything else we can read on for anybody?
I don't know. I keep dropping the pyrite stone. Is that because he's the smallest one in my hand, or because he's telling me about?
That's your grounding. It's telling you to ground.
I have to agree with you.
Yep. Let's see what we can find here. Okay.
You know, another thing that I really like about this garden is that you can get a time frame out of it, no matter
Yeah,
whether you use 1 stone, 3 stones, or all 5.
exactly. Yeah, you can.
Whereas it's a little more difficult to do that with cards.
Yeah, it's kind of impossible with cards.
Yeah, you have to get a psychic hit on that.
Yep. I'm trying to look up your email address on here because and I still don't have it on here. Someone said it bumps them back out.
Oh,
I don't know what the deal is.
OILP is in Paul, NTR. There are no vowels in the painter part at AOL.com.
Yeah, I have to agree with Sherry on this. She's in the process of rearranging her space so everything flows better. That makes everything easier. It'll even make your readings more accurate if your space is flowing.
Mm-hmm. And if you're a crystal hoarder, such as myself,
Mm-hmm.
check what you have and how close it is to something else that you have, and do they match?
Yeah.
Like I have a lot of calcite and lapis,
Mm-hmm.
labradorite, Lemurian crystal quartz. I'm lucky that in the Moon Lodge I have crystals that work together,
Mm-hmm.
and the office I have, and in the bedroom I have only 2 things, except for what I'm wearing because I don't take my rings off.
Yeah.
I have selenite by
Mm-hmm.
Hydra, and then on the other side of the other table I have pink quartz,
Oh, nice.
rose quartz. So that really, and I listen to sound bath
Mm-hmm.
music at night through binaural beats, and those 2 with that really keep me homing. Plus, I cross connect with this palm stone.
Yes. Okay, let's say hi to a few people. We've got Akila,
Oh, Kayla!
and we've got Melinda with False Teeth Real Tarot.
Hi, Melinda.
It's nice to see you. Let's see. Sherry says, and my room is actually half of the living room. I have drapes from the ceiling for my walls. That's not a bad idea. That works.
Sure.
Mm-hmm.
It's still
Yeah.
a sanctuary.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
Wasn't that a movie with Clark Gable and Claudette Colbert?
Yeah, I think so.
And the separation in the room.
Uh-huh.
They call it the walls of Jericho came tumbling down. Love.
Yep. That was good. Okay. See what else we have. Okay, I think we've got time for one more reading if anybody wants one. If not, I think we'll call it a day because it's over an hour now.
All right.
That's kind of our limit.
Yeah, I'm pooped.
Yes.
It's been a day.
Yeah. Okay. See what Sherry has to say. I don't have a lot of choice. There are 4 of us living in a 3-bedroom apartment. That's really not bad. 4 people in a 3-bedroom is not a big squish. So you're in good shape there, Sherry.
Right. As long as they're conscientious adults.
Yes.
And if there's a child involved, let's hope it has a conscientious parent.
Yes. Well, you've got some good things in store for you, Sherry, from the way it sounds. You have everything set up. So
Right.
that sounds good.
Right.
She says it's me, my son, my brother, and his son, 2 dogs and a cat. That sounds like
So,
a comfortable crowd.
yeah, do you stay in your sanctuary most of the time?
Yep.
That is a tight squeeze for a Gemini. I understand.
Okay.
I'm one woman in this big house with 2 dogs and a bird. Yeah. And I'm keeping it that way.
Yeah, I guess I am kind of
Um,
spoiled. It's just me, a dog, and a cat. So
yeah. But I
we're
like,
pretty spoiled.
as they say in Michigan, I like my tchotchke.
Yes. Okay, well, I guess we'll close it out for tonight.
All
Or
right.
today. Here I'm getting tired already, so I think
Well, I can tell. Yeah. Well, you got out of bed today, so we're good.
Yep. Okay, thank you, everybody. And we really
Thank
enjoyed
you.
reading for you.
Blessings to y'all.
Yes, blessings.